First Samuel chapter 8. And it came to be, when Shemu'el was old, that he made his sons ruler over Israel. And the name of his firstborn was Yoel, and the name of his second Abiah, rulers in Beersheba. But his sons did not walk in his ways, and turned aside after own gain, and took bribes, and twisted right ruling. And all the elders of Israel gathered together, and came to Shemu'el at Ramah, and said to him, Look, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a sovereign to rule us like all the nations. And the word was evil in the eyes of Shemu'el when they said, Give us a sovereign to rule us. So Shemu'el prayed to Yah, and Yah said to Shemu'el, Listen to the voice of the people in all that they say to you. For they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from reigning over them, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Mitzrayim, even to this day, forsaking me and serving other mighty ones. So they are doing to you too. And now listen to their voice, but you shall certainly warn them, and shall make known to them the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over them. And Shemuel spoke all the words of Yah to the people who asked him for a sovereign. And they said, This is the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over you. He shall take your sons and appoint them for his own chariots, and to be his horsemen, and they shall run before his chariots, and appoint commanders over his thousands, and commanders over his 50s, or to plow his ground and reap his harvest, or to make his weapons and equipment for his chariots. And your daughters he is going to take to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. And the best of your fields, in your vineyards, in your olive trees, he is going to take and give them to his servants. And a tenth of your grain in your vintage, he is going to take and give it to his officers and servants. And your male servants and your female servants, and your best young men and your donkeys, he is going to take and use for his own work. A tenth of your sheep he is going to take, and you are to be his servants. And you shall cry out in that day because of your sovereign, whom you have chosen for yourselves. But Yah is not going to answer you in that day. However, the people refused to listen to the voice of Shemuel and said, No, but let a sovereign be over us. Then we shall be, we also, like all the nations, and our sovereigns shall rule us, and go out before us, and fight our battles. And Shemuel heard all the words of the people, and he repeated them in the hearing of Yah. And Yah said to Shemuel, Listen to their voice, and make them a sovereign. And Shemuel said to the men of Israel, Each of you go to his city.